So before I jump into the content, before I start talking about these interesting scenarios which I prepared for you guys in this video, please do me a favor and destroy that like button. And to those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Now, first thing first, on our previous video, we were aware Bitcoin broke out from this falling wedge, which was a bullish continuation pattern. But despite this being a bullish continuation pattern, we were expecting a move just like this one here. I mean, despite this being a bullish continuation pattern, we were expecting price of Bitcoin to show more sideways movement, even few pullbacks, and only after that to continue with this uptrend. So what I'm trying to pinpoint is that despite this being a bullish continuation pattern, this is in a weekly time frame, there might be more sideways movement, even few pullbacks, but that does not mean we are bearish, guys. Please be aware, as long as the price of Bitcoin holds this key line of support which we have above 90,000, this pullback here could be just a temporary pullback, and price after that could be heading upside. Reason is very simple. We know Bitcoin not just only broke out of this upper trend line here in a weekly time frame, but even in a daily time frame. I mean, this looks like a bump and run reversal bottom, end of a downtrend and beginning of a new uptrend. Yes, guys, according to this bump and run reversal, you can see Bitcoin broke out of this upper trend line, which resulted in a bullish move. And if this bullish move continues, you can see just like as shown here in example, we could be heading towards the top. So this top means Bitcoin has a very high possibility to test the resistance or the price objective above 100,000 one more time before choosing a direction. Yes, guys, if the price in the medium short term manages to remain above 90,000, then there is a very, very high possibility of price heading above 100,000, because right now this 90,000 support along with this monthly R1 support is holding us, which is around 92,800. So this line for now will be looked as support, but if we manage to remain above this trend line, or let's say above 90,000, the upcoming days for Bitcoin will look somehow like this. I mean, Bitcoin, after testing some key trend line, could be continuing with this uptrend, and this new uptrend also indicates the month of May will be bullish. Yes, guys, just like this top, central, and the bottom CPI line, our top, central, and the bottom CPI line will be somewhere above 88 to 90,000, which will also indicate a continuation in this manner. I mean, uptrend in price action means uptrend in CPR indicator, the most important and reliable indicator which we have at the moment. So this indicator is a leading indicator which also gives us information beforehand. So for us, if we close the candle, the monthly candle above 90,000, the upcoming month, the month of May, will be very, very bullish. And now let me also show you what could be happening in the medium short term. I mean, I showed you we might see some pullback or some retest around certain line, but what does this actually mean? I mean, we are aware Bitcoin has tested some of the key line which results in a bearish continuation. This here looks like a dead cat bounce type of formation. A dead cat bounce looks somehow like this. Bitcoin, after a bearish continuation, shows a relief rally, gets attracted in between 0.5, 0.618 Fibonacci line, and then heads towards the original direction. But in our case, we are not expecting a move like this. We are expecting a retest around this CPI trend line. I mean, instead of a bearish continuation to the downside, first we are expecting price of Bitcoin to test the support from this Williams alligator indicator, which is turning bullish, and a pullback around that area means support for Bitcoin. I mean, we are building a strong support above 90,000. So if the price shows weakness but manages to remain above 90,000, you can see it will be just a temporary pullback, and price after that could be showing a move which might look somehow like this. More sideways movement, Bitcoin following this bearish continuation pattern known as rising channel. Lower trend support has already been broken. Now, just like what I showed you with this example, right, there could be a pullback, Bitcoin coming for a retest around this Williams alligator indicator, even around this Bollinger Band central line, and only after that choose an actual trend duration. But if we manage to remain above 90,000, then just like what I showed you with this example here, I mean, we might be forming a very, very similar pattern to this here, right? A pullback to the downside, liquidating the over leverage longs, and then again heading towards to liquidate the over leverage shorts, which could bring the price of Bitcoin above 100,000, because we are aware, guys, Bitcoin in the mid short term has resistance from this Fibonacci line, right? The 0.5, 0.61 Fibonacci line has resistance from this lower trend line, which previously held us. Now same trend line will be acting as resistance, and now if we look at this price action carefully, you can see another resistance from this rising trend line. So what I'm trying to pinpoint is that this rising trend line, in our case, will be looked as a line of resistance. If we see a continuation like this, but Bitcoin remains above 90,000, please do not panic. That might be just a temporary pullback before forming an inverted head and shoulder type of formation, and finally breaking out. I mean, a pullback around 91,000, but price remaining above that range means we are forming an inverted head and shoulder type of formation, which could be resulting in a continuation to the upside. I mean, above 100,000. So what I'm trying to pinpoint is that if the price of Bitcoin manages to remain above 90,000, any sort of a pullback will be just a temporary pullback, and price after that is expected to continue with this uptrend. But what if it fails? I mean, what if the price fails to hold the 90,000 support, even breaks below the CPI trend line, below 86,000? What in that case? In that case, we have to follow this Elliott wave theory. I mean, 1, 3, 5. Those are our impulsive wave. 2, 4 are our corrective wave. But in our case, since this here was the 0.5, right, and the relief rally, what we are witnessing here could be a formation of this point B, then what is next? This is A, right? This relief rally will be point B, and we might be preparing ourselves for a point C move. I mean, a corrective move known as A, B, C. So if we fail to hold the support from the CPI trend line, if we fail to hold the support around 90,000, only then we are going to look this as a bearish continuation. But since we are aware Bitcoin has extremely important support above that range, any sort of a pullback will be just a temporary pullback, and price after that is expected to hit higher. So in case of doubt, you know what to do. I mean, simply zoom out. So guys, these were some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in this video. If you enjoyed my vlog, then please do not hesitate to destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button. And by saying this, I'm signing out until next time. Bye-bye.